Thank you, Director Koech. So I will give you an opportunity to say your name and also you say what you are doing at the Directorate of Revenue. But first, allow me to tell you that this committee was established to investigate on the following items. If you have a note, you can note. The first item is the current system used to implement revenue collection in the county. And then the next one is that the total revenue streams and actual amount collected from each revenue stream for the financial year 2023-2024. Each revenue streams. And then the third item is how the county executive can activate all the revenue streams. And then the fourth one is identify revenue streams that needs to be merged to avoid duplication and reduction of costs such as enforcement. Then the fifth item, Director Koech, is implementation status of 3 acts. The first one is Kericho County Revenue Administration Act. The second one is Kericho Rating Act. And the third one is Kericho Finance Act. The sixth item, Director, is the total number of receivers of revenue and their rate of performance. Then the last one is the status of implementation of the valuation rule. And then in the due course, there will be questions from the members. So allow me to give you now that opportunity. You say your name and what you are doing at the Directorate of Revenue. Welcome, Director.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Stanley Koech, Acting Director. Okay, my name is Stanley Koech.
Okay, fix the microphone for him, Sarah. Bring it closer to your. Yes,
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Stanley Koech, Acting Director Revenue, Kericho County.
Director. When were you given that position as Acting Director?
I was given this position last year, September.
Last year, 2023 September?
2023.
Okay. What is the role of Director? So that we can use that now to start the process of interactive session.
Chair, first, my role is to assess, collect, and account for all revenue in accordance with the laid down laws.
Okay. To assess, collect, and account. Okay, thank you so much. So, are you able to tell us how many streams do we have?
Currently, we have 39 revenue streams.
Okay.
That is including the hospital.
39 including the hospital?
Yes.
Okay, I have a document here that you signed, you and Kericho Teach, on 30th April 2024, and it has 38 streams. And this one is also including of hospitals. So, where is the discrepancy?
Unless I confirm, Chair, so that consistency must be to be brought.
So unless you confirm, so that.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question is that, let's go to the streams now, revenue streams, their performance. Are you able to tell us from the first one, at least to the 38, if you have the those performance there of the revenue streams?
Okay, Chair, thank you. About the revenue performance, I have, we are now relying on the ROR report.
ROR?
Yes,
in full list.
The report which has been given out by our reporting officer, revenue reporting officer.
So ROR in full is
Reports
on revenue.
No, receiver of revenue.
Receiver of revenue.
Yes.
Okay, so you are saying that you are relying on receivers of revenue reports.
Yeah.
Who are these receivers of revenue?
All chief officers in the
The one who
county.
prepares the reports and then they send it to you.
Pardon?
Chief officers are the receivers of revenue.
Yeah, chief
You have
officers
just
are-
said that you are relying on ROR to give you the reports and the performance.
No. RRR is being maintained by the head of revenue reporting. That is a report of the revenue on the revenue receivers of revenue being handled by the head of revenue reporting.
Okay, Coach, what I'm saying is that I did state that do you have the report
Yes, I have.
of the performance
Yes,
of all the revenue streams?
I have.
Are you able to highlight to us?
Okay. For 2023-2024
Yes, yeah, that is what we want to.
report on revenue, can I give the collections or?
Just give us the projection
Okay.
and the actuals only.
Okay.
So maybe you can start with market fees.
Now, market fees, we projected market fees, we projected 34 million. We collected 15,880,747.
Okay, we will request for that report. But what I want you to say is instead of the whole figure, just say 15.8 million. Okay, land and property rates projection.
Land and property rates was 214 million.
214 million
And we
target.
collected, that's the projection, we collected 110.7 million.
One?
110.7 million
That is by August. By
June
June 30th.
2024. Yeah.
Passback.
Passback, now under passback, we combine the passback and car park.
Or you combined car park and passback.
And we call it vehicle parking fees.
Vehicle?
Vehicle parking fees.
Yes. Projection of how much?
Projection was 48.5 million.
48.5 million.
And then we collected 24.78 million.
24.78
million.
Okay, single business permit.
Single business permit projection was 146.8 million.
146.8 million.
We collected 161.2 million.
You collected 161?
161.2 million.
So you surpassed the target.
On that one, yes.
You surpassed the bucket on the target on single business permit.
Yes.
161.2 million.
Yes.
Okay, majority.
Chairman,
yes.
Maybe you see when a student chairman who has been failing, when maybe by luck they scored chairman, we need to appreciate them first, and maybe by appreciating, a small question on the same. Is it that I think that this will be good for the people of Kericho to know whether the business has increased. That's why you superseded, because you superseded the projection by almost
15 million.
By almost 15 million. Is it that the number of businesses increased or you overtaxed?
Can I answer that?
Okay, I just noted somewhere. I want you to let us list first of all the revenue streams. Yeah, so let's go to house rent fees.
House rent, the projection was 15 million.
15 million.
We collected 10.3 million.
You?
We collected 10.3 million.
10.3.
Yes.
Building plans?
Now, building plans, we merge them, the building plans, and we call it physical planning and development.
You merged this one with which one?
And the notes here.
Okay, maybe if are you able to give us that report and then we will analyze later on?
Okay. We merged the physical plan, that is now building plan
plans,
approval and the document being sold.
Which one?
Sale of county planning documents and approvals.
Planning documents.
Yes. This report, Chair, I think you have been given by head of of our revenue reporting.
He gave us the one for multinationals.
Okay, I will inform him to give you because he's the one, he's the one dealing with the auditors.
Or we are talking about this report that he is preparing it, the report on that will be used during auditing.
Yes, that's
the report that is required by Auditor General.
Auditor General, yes.
Oh, so that is the report that you are using?
That's the report.
But it is still a draft.
And that's what the actuals which we are giving out.
Okay, so let me ask you one question. I will take you to rates. According to the control of budget report that was just released, under land rates, they are saying that we collected 135 million. But here we are saying we collected 110. Where is 25 million? Or you misreported also to the control of budget?
The actual report here is 110.
110. So you don't know where 25 came from?
I don't.
To make it 135?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe members, what we will do, instead we will require him to give us the report and then we will analyze it ourselves. So we can go to other questions. So the first question is, the current system used to implement revenue collection in the county. Let's do the comparison between 23, 24 and now 25, 24, 25, but first quarter.
Okay, thank you, Chair. When we talk of the current system, we have an automated system which we have just rolled out 1 week ago, and that is what we are using. We have not covered all the revenue streams in this system, but we have started with the critical areas of revenue streams. That is the market, car park, bus park, including sales, all the sales.
Market sales?
Markets, sales.
Sales, produce sales, or which type of sales?
All types of sales.
All types of sales.
Produce sales, forest sales.
Okay. And then car park?
Car park and bus park.
And bus park.
Yeah. That's what we have started.
The 4 areas.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So previously we were using manual. Since November 21st up to 1 week ago.
Up to 1 week ago.
And
you are using manual.
We are using manual.
Okay.
I have a question on the same. You say there is a new system, and now maybe I would like to know the new system. How was it designed? How did you acquire the system? And because what I know is the old system did expire because of maybe termination of contract or something like that. Maybe we need explanation what happened with the other one, and again, what controls or what processes did you use to acquire this new system? Because when you want to acquire anything within the county, there must be a process so that we can verify, so that it is accountable, so that it's something that is transparent. So for me, I'm just hearing that it's a new system, but I would like to know how did you acquire the system? How was it approved? How is it in operation?
Thank you, Chair. The, uh, the previous service provider, its contract came to an end last year, November. Then from there, the county government of Kericho executive started a process of acquiring a new system. And this was advertised as an open tender on 10th December 2023, which was closed on 28th November 2023. The process of evaluation was done, whereby the evaluation completed their work and recommendation for the award of the new system was done. Later on, it was cancelled in that the acquisition of the new system was expensive and the budget to acquire it was insufficient. Thereby,
Okay, let me ask you something so that
yes,
you proceed.
yes.
Okay, before you advertise anything, do you confirm if there is availability of money? Or you just advertise according to your wishes?
Now, Chair,
Yes.
before we advertise, we consider the availability of funds. And the system which you are to be acquired,
So what
the
happened?
budget was about 8.5 million.
Okay, what happened on this one now? Because it was advertised later on after evaluation. You said that there was no money to run that automation system.
That's why I've said, Chair, the budget allocated for that for the new system was 8.5 million, but the bidders, all the bidders were beyond the 8.5. The list was about 30 million.
Okay, are you able to tell us the estimate figure that was used in the tender document?
I cannot confirm. I think the procurement unit.
Yeah,
can
because hata
confirm.
unajua wakati unataka kwenda kununua simu unasema nataka simu ya 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. Ndio ujipange with 50,000 uende ununue simu. So in this case now, kama kulikuwa na 8.5, what happened? What was the data tender document saying?
There was no provision in the tender document of such a, it was unopen. There was no provision of a budget estimate.
Okay, let me ask you something. Ukiwa pale kwa directorate ya revenue, si kuna vitu wewe as a director utatumana inunuliwa within the directorate, ndio?
Yes.
Yeah, even books, even chairs. Do you just make it open or there is some features? And that features goes with the cost. Ama inakuanga plain tu?
You know, it depends now with the nature of the procurement, what you want to procure. You know, when you want to, for example, if I want to procure some stationaries in movies, me, I just raise a request.
To who?
I make a request to the accounting officer, the CEO, who is now going to cascade it to procurement unit. Then procurement unit are the ones to consider if it is, if the budget is available or not.
In this case, Chair,
Have you understood what she has said? Umeelewa vile amesema?
Bado.
Okay. Nazarudia mheshimiwa.
single source, the system.
Okay,
The one we are
kwa
using.
ile ya zamani.
I've not come to that part.
Ako kwa ile ya kwanza
Yes,
ile.
ya kwanza.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ile yenye ilikuwa advertised, unfortunately it was not. Okay,
No,
maybe
I'm in the system which we procured and then later on it was cancelled.
yes, it
Due
was
to
cancelled.
insufficient budget.
Okay.
So you mean the winner of that tender was Safaricom, is it?
Yes.
So we are resorting to giving, acquiring, using that system, you're telling this committee that we are now going back to the final stages of the tender that was flouted to replace Riverbank, is it?
At the moment,
Yes.
we have already acquired one,
You got another one.
which was developed in-house.
So this one is in-house,
In-house
done by the county.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, kuna kitu umesema, acha nikupeleke polepole kwa H. Kuna kitu umesema ya kwamba the winner of that tender that was floated was Safaricom. Is that so? Why do you say yes? Is it
Yes, Chairman.
it was Safaricom?
Yes,
And then unfortunately it was cancelled.
due to insufficient funds,
But the winner is Safaricom.
I will confirm.
Okay, thank you. So let us proceed. Proceed.
Maybe a small question. You've talked of the in-house developed system that is currently used now for the collection of revenue.
Yes.
Are the people who developed this in-house system of revenue new members of the maybe staff of the county government, or it was developed by the existing staff of the county government?
It was developed by our ICT experts who have been there.
Who have been there?
Yes, existing staff.
Now, you said the other time they were procuring a system which Safaricom won the tender, and you remember we had the same staff before. Why waited until you floated the tender? After cancellation of the same tender is when you thought of maybe coming up with the in-house system. Why did this in-house system came in immediately after the cancellation of the other one?
Now, I can say that from my part, after the cancellation of the advertised tender, immediately the county, the executive side, wanted to take another initiative of acquiring an automated system. But during the month of April, there was a circular which came from the National Treasury, which again stopped, which was indicating that we should not, or the counties are not supposed to acquire new systems or have a system which is existing for more than 2 years. Now, in the month of May, the executive decided to start as a committee. There's a committee which was formed, or a subcommittee, which now, by way of looking at how we are collecting revenue, they realize that if, the moment we are continuing collecting revenue, yes.
I think you are beating around the bush in answering my question. You say the staff that has developed this system, the in-house developed system, are the same ICT staff who have been in the county government since. Why waited until now, after the elapse of the other service provider that was giving us maybe the service for revenue collection, until we procure the other one, the tender that was won by Safaricom company? Now, immediately after you cancellation of that one is when you decided to develop an in-house one. Yet the same staff who developed this one has been in the county government since.
Okay, Chair, the question, I may not answer that, that question, Chair. I think the executive, the management is in a better position to answer. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, Mheshimiwa Kigona.
I know you are the director of the revenue. Are you aware that in Chepsion market, your officers have not been collecting revenue for the last 1 month?
I'm aware.
And if you are aware, which action do you take?
Before even the day of stopping the collection, it was a day before where the public, members of the public from Chepsion issued threats of stopping the collection from Chepsion. I took immediate initiative and have a meeting with them together with the sub-county administrator and ward administrator Chepsion. We sat the whole day on coming up on how to assist one another and continue collecting revenue. But they resisted and issued some information or issued some report to stop collecting until the county meets their demands. There are minutes of the same where we sat together and made them to stop.
Now, which demand were they demanding from the county to be done there so that you can collect the revenue? And for how long will you take to meet their demand so that you can collect the revenue, your officers can collect the revenue?
Okay, Chair.
Or it's long term or short term, because right now the market is still going on every Tuesday and Friday.
Okay, Chair. The first demand from them is that where we are selling clothes is not a county land. So they required us to acquire land for selling the clothes in the market. Two, their demand also was that the feeder roads are bad. So they needed the county to come and repair or not repair.
Feeder roads within
within the market.
Within the market.
Yeah, within the market.
Are you
So-
saying that the county government don't have a land in Chepsion for the market?
For vegetables and other perishable goods, we have a market, but that market still is small. It cannot accommodate most of them. That's why the others are selling up to the highway. But where they are selling clothes, the land does not belong to us. Where they are selling animals or sale yard, the land is private. So we don't have a land.
But I remember like 2 months ago, I don't know if it's 2 months or 3 months ago, the President of the Republic of Kenya was there launching for a very big market there. And now,
Which is yet to complete, still under construction.
Okay, before Mheshimiwa give you, there are questions that was asked by Mheshimiwa Vincent. You have not answered, so please respond. So that I will give it to you, Mheshimiwa Gilbert, and then Mheshimiwa Weldon. And please, Coach, please answer questions precisely and to the point.
Yes.
You see, in around the bush, hakuna haja. So answer what Vincent was saying.
It was still on the new system.
Okay, Vincent? Was it on the new system or?
Yes, on the new system. I wanted to know developed in-house. Now you have explained about the process of acquiring the other one, and when the other one expired, you have explained. But I wanted to know how this one was developed, who was involved. Did you even consult maybe regulators and those people who, you see, there must be standards for development of any revenue system, because even when you say in-house, we need to see it. It needs to be transparent. Actually, I wanted to know that how was it developed.
Now, Chair, the development of the new system lies with the management. As a director, I was just informed that there is a new system which you have developed in-house. We need to go for training. We went for training. It was last week. It was myself and sub-county revenue officers, together with the chief officers, ICT, and finance. We took training for 2 days. We came back. We did piloting on Wednesday last week in the town, in the car park. Then on Thursday, we did also a piloting in the market, and we saw that it was working, whereby now on Friday, we cascade the training to revenue collectors, which we did on Friday. And now we are using the system to collect.
Okay, who trained you?
The training was done by the ICT.
Okay, are you able to mention, because somebody will train somebody?
Yes,
Is a person.
we have director ICT, that is Moses Yagon, was training us.
And also,
And we had Patrick, don't remember the other name.
the only two.
Patrick. Yes,
Patrick is our staff, Kericho
it's our
County.
staff.
So the two of them are the ones who trained you.
Yes. We had also Benson. We have Benson
Benson,
from ICT,
also our staff.
our staff.
Okay, so 3 staff members.
Yes. Together with the CEO ICT also was playing part of that training.
Okay. So, Mheshimiwa Vincent, are you contented?
Yes. Okay. Maybe you will still need to know more. I think we will still need to know more about the revenue system, how it was developed, and whether there are controls. Because when, for example, if I am using it and I'm paying money to the county, how sure am I that it is actually going to the right account? Because where are the controls? Those are the things that maybe we need to know. If maybe we can later on maybe find out with the committee, maybe from the ICT, and how it was developed, and whether you were involved or any other stakeholder was involved in that process. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let's go to Mheshimiwa.
Okay, Chairman,
Yes.
thank you for the opportunity. One that first to really know more about the TC Now's gadget. You've mentioned the people who are training you people pertaining the new system of collecting revenue. Those people had been there when the other one lapsed. They were there. Why did they wait for the 2 years or 1 year to lapse for them to think of creating a system? Why were they not so quick to really salvage a situation of this county by creating a system when you didn't manage to pay for the Safaricom bidder? That is the first question. I'm learning from Jebseon that whenever you don't get services, like there are some bad roads also in Roret within the center, I have learned that stopping the collection is the resolution, and you endorse. Is that? That is why you are saying they really require their expectation before the collection of revenue. Now, it means that market, because you cannot buy a land today, you will never do it tomorrow, so the revenue collection will stay for about 1 year for us to have a fund for the same. Is it not that the other markets also can mimic the same, and eventually we fail collecting revenue in this county of ours because of such allegation from the traders? And having attended the training, director, did you endorse the gadget that it will actually improve the collection of revenue within our county? If yes, what did you realize to be the best thing out of the gadget which has been made in-house? And how are we sure that the gadget is linked to the right tills or accounts? Because if it is a man-made thing within the department, an account can be linked also, say that collection from morning to afternoon can go to a particular account. And then from afternoon to evening, it links to another account. How sure are we that we are really doing a same thing? Because what we are sitting on inquiring is just but a thinking of posterity. We want to have a permanent solution to the revenue collection. Thank you.
Please respond so that I will give it to Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Chair. Response to Honorable Member for Kisiara Ward about the development of the system. I have said that this will lie with the management to give us the answers as to why they realize now to develop and not previously. That's the second time. But concerning markets of JEP 7, that was the second question to the Honorable Member. Chair, we took initiative. The CC member for finance together with the CF member for finance have taken initiative. They have given the issues to respective departments to work on. And like making of those roads, the Department of Roads has initiated. BQs are now they are undergoing the process. The same, because those people, Chair, they wanted the most thing was garbage collection. They were said here the market is dirty. Collection of refuses or garbage collection was poorly done, which has the initiation has been done and the market now is clean. It is now being clean on Wednesday when it was used on Tuesday, and they clean on Saturday or Monday to be used. Secondly, they said also about the maraming. So they wondered only if we take initiative of collection and even ensuring there is a process of making those roads. Either we even take a credit there, or we do this, or even we take initiative of taking maram there, then we start collecting. Those are the two major. About the land, that's a long process, of which also they understood, and they said, if you do this too, collection will start, will kick off, of which we are waiting only for the award of the contractor to make those feeder roads. About training, I'm very sure we were trained about this new system last week, and I can confirm that the system works. Even now, it is live. I have confidence it is working. I can even confirm from various revenue, especially the markets and CAPAC where we have started rolling out. I can confirm from each sub-county as I stand here how much we have collected as at this time. I can also confirm from the staff who are using this gadget, this app or the system. I can confirm how much he has collected up to now. So the issue of the system being perfect, I endorse that it is workable. Now about the structures or the control measures, that's now upon now, as we move forward on implementation of the system, we will have the controls now. We will have controls whereby who will be given rights to access what, who else will be given rights to do what. You see? And also the last thing is about linking to the accounts. the system is linked to the accounts. And whether we use the pay bill, because we still have the pay bill mode, we use direct app, or we use USSD code, all of them are linked to the account at the KCB.
Okay, so Mheshimiwa Weldon, okay, and then I will come to Ezron and then you.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Koech, you've explained that there was a directive from the Treasury that counties in 2 years' time will be migrating to a single revenue system. But again, in that directive, they said that counties without, counties without a revenue system and wish to have one were exempted. It was only for you to write to Treasury on the situation of our county. The last time we met as a committee here, the team, and you were there, the CEO, then was the Director of Finance was here, promised that in less than, I don't know how many days we were to have that. I don't know why it didn't happen. I'll not talk about the failed procurement process of the revenue system. But Courage, my only issue is it was wrong for the county to stay and ignore the fact that we needed to have a revenue system as of last year when the previous revenue system stopped. I only have two things. We are not collecting revenues in this county as expected. Now, you've talked about Chepseon, and some of these members went to Chepseon. We have a place where they are selling animals. It is private, but even the same individual who owns the land does not have a single business permit. So it means somebody is collecting on behalf of the county, and we're not collecting, and it is a blatant, it's something that is done outrightly. In Roret, where the honorable member comes from, there is a sale yard which does not belong to the county, and the county is not getting money from those the sale yard. So, Mr. Koech, Kiptere, we've done roads. The only thing that remains in Kiptere is public toilets. But again, even in Kiptere, we are not collecting. I want to take you back to Sondu, so that you know. Sondu, the revenue officer in charge of cigarettes in sub-county, told us the only money they collect from Sondu is from the sale yard, only. Now, Koech, you come from cigarettes in constituency. Even in Sondu, there is a street between KCB and Mokua's clinic. Along that street, it is where people are selling cereals. We can collect from those women, those mothers. So you want to tell me, Koech, the fact that people do not go to the market inside, we cease collecting revenues from Sondu. And it is the same case in all the other markets. So, Koech, what I'm simply saying, can you tell us as a committee, at this point in time, we've not been collecting. And there are officers who've been collecting, but taking the money. What have you done to address that? In fact, you've told this committee the revenue system that you have in place is only linked to 4 revenue streams. We have 39 revenue streams. So how long will it take for you as a director of revenue to ensure all the 39 revenue streams are incorporated into this system for us to now have enhanced revenue system? And the last one, and tell this committee and point out the truth. Even when we had revenue system, we were not collecting as expected. From the Controller of Budgets report, there was even a deficit in 2022 from 2021. Coming to even this financial year, there is an upward trend of the revenue collection, despite the fact that these members were able to unearth a serious way of taking our revenues. People who appeared before us have not been paying. So, Koech, tell this committee, what strategy do you have going forward for us to have enhanced revenue collection? Thank you.
Okay, so we can give it to Ezron. Ezron, just note it, Director, and then you will respond. Yeah. Yeah. So Ezron, and then Vincent, and then Fancy. And then after that, yeah?
Thank you, Chair. I have three questions. One is, Mr. Koech, you have told us the land rates you reported at 110. But your reporter, who is your junior, I assume so, and is a reporter of revenue, and is a person who can confirm from the system because he can log in and check and confirm that. As reported that the land rates is 135. And I can give you the breakdowns. Ekatera 55, Finlay's 42, Mauti 2.6, like that until 135. So what I would just wanted to know is what is the discrepancy between your figures, the figures of the revenue reporter, and yet the same information he receive, it disseminate to you so that you escalate it. So you will tell us. Second question is, why do you work in isolation and discarding other players like sub-county and county administrators, and they are in charge of policies, planning in various parts of representation? Because we met the ward administrators and sub-county administrators, and there is a total de-link between the operation you are doing with them. So you bypass them. So why? And I think they should be the great players to assist you in revenue collection. Because I would not want to mention, because there is one sub-county administrator who clearly told us in a month they collected 2.4 million. And they told us there is a possibility of collecting up to 6 million in same sub-county. Why that you coordinate with them? So you will tell us that. One last question is, are you certain that you aren't collecting revenue, especially on single business permit? Because as I have seen, although you have surpassed the revenue target on single business permit, I assume that the single business permit you only collect on centers, big centers, but not rural areas. Because in my rural area where I come from, there is no enforcement and collection of revenue through single business permit, because all the rural shops, pressure mills and what, they don't have a single business permit. And I can say, Kericho, I think, is a reason, and you are in charge of that. Why? And in Kipkeli, and where I'm coming from, we have over 288 factory societies who does coffee businesses. And we have confirmed that all of them, except coffee mill, they are the only which have single business permit, but other factories, they don't have. And the revenue, the single business permit in charge, and the sub-county administrator confirmed the same. Can you confirm the same? Thank you.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa Vincent.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Koech, the reason why this committee is here is because we are worried as a county that revenue performance is low. I hope you also agree that we are not performing well in the revenue. The reason why I'm saying that also is when I come back to your projections. For example, even land rates, you projected, which means the potential is 214. But what you achieved is half. So it means if a student in class is supposed to get a score to pass the exam, Then this student got half of it. And he scored below, almost half of what the potential was. So meaning, this is the truth. But as a committee, we have done a lot of work. We even gone to the shoppings. For example, let me give you a very good example. There is a center next to Jemyoga. When you come towards the social, I and some of the committees did, and even the staff did physical count on those people who have paid and those who have not paid. And we realized half of it, half of the shops were still operating, and the permits have not been, invoices have not been issued. Again, when you go to, for example, a Seliat, I am using Sociot, for example. In a Seliat in Sociot, we counted physically the number of livestock that were there. And we were able to find almost over 200 livestock. But when you ask the collectors, they say they are collecting averagely maybe 8,000. The potential and the reality on the ground is you are supposed to collect 20,000. Leave alone that. The implementation of Finance Act is not fully implemented. Even in the sale yard, for example, you are losing almost another 100 shillings. So it means there is a problem, and I don't know who we are going to blame because there is an underperformance. So you can explain to us why there is an underperformance, because this money is supposed to be helping us to build roads, bursaries, and even to serve the people of Kericho County. Again, when you come to, I want to talk about sub-county of Kilian East Forest Department. We have big companies there, like Team Sales. We have a company called Biashara Master, and the small millers. And you realize there is a logging going on there, says. Also the quarries and the maram. So actually, maybe what I want to ask you is maybe to explain to the committee why, when you look at the most of these sectors, we are half. And yet you know that we can achieve, for example, parking 48, but you are achieving 24. For SPP, you project that you are able to surpass. But SPPs, you can even project, clearly. I don't know whether you under-projected, because you know the number of traders in the county. It is certain, unless there is a reduction. But a business cannot reduce just at once. It is almost constant. So this one is easier to project and easier to achieve, because you know the shop is located somewhere. So kindly explain to this committee why we underperformed, and whether are we going to come out of this mess, or we are going to continue sinking. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'll just want to take Mr. Koech back to the system, because you are the user number one. That system, you said you've endorsed, you've been trained, and have you trained all other the staffs whom you work together? Because you endorsing the system, you've known that now it accommodates all the revenue streams, plus giving you or generating a report which you are satisfied with, so that you can give, you can account for every collection they are making in a day. And again, I don't know if you are aware that your staffs are very demoralized, because one, they say that they don't have even lunches, because you can send someone from town maybe to another rural area to work, but you cannot provide lunch or transport or something which is necessary for them to work. I don't know if you are aware about that. And again, the transfer you made the other day, that someone is being transferred very far from one place to another. So I don't know if you are very, very much aware about that. The last one is about the bill. the finance bill which we have right now, of which it seems you are comfortable with it, even if it has not been implemented. To you, the way you've said, it seems you are comfortable. It's a problem which you are comfortable with. Because I don't think you've done any public participation, because many of the traders, even in town here, rejected this. An example is Roret, where there is no single permit in this, in the whole town. What's your take? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Here I can start by Honorable Rogoy, that Mheshimiwa Jepsion Seliad, upon realization of being a private, I directed my arrow to issue a permit, of which I'm sure he has. We are not collecting from that private, but we also give out movement permit from that Seliat. Roret Seliat, I need to confirm from Arrow there, because you have said they don't, it doesn't have. After this, I'll have to confirm with the Arrow from Bureti. Kiptere issue, Mheshimiwa, I have tried several times. Even there was a day where they instructed me, if I go there again, they will burn my vehicles and they will do anything they want. The last I went there was, it was about 2 months ago, where I went upon agreement with the committee of the market. We sat with the committee. We agreed to start collecting from Kiptere. Some feederos had been done. Water, it has come, which we have to appreciate His Excellency the Governor for providing those services. Now, the only thing they wanted is the toilet. It is the toilet. And I need also chairman to be assisted by the area MCA. If there is a land for construction of this, we need to provide the land. We don't have a land to construct this toilet. And that's the only thing they need. If we provide a toilet to this market, the collection of revenue will begin as early as possible. So that is the resistance from Sondo. I've been there. I started talking to the committees. The issue with Sondo is parallel committees. We have 2 parallel committees there. I talked to the another one which we agreed to begin collecting from this side of our community. But the moment I wanted to start collecting, the other committee came and said, no, you cannot collect from here. Go to the other side and begin on the other side of the other community, which was difficult. Another thing to Sondo, we were told we need, traders there need to move to the market. If we move to the market, collection of revenue will be easier. Of which in this case, market is not ready for use. So that has become stalled to Sondo. Now, there's the same question raised by Mheshimiwa about the new system. This is still a baby. And when a baby is born, we cannot feed with everything. We start slowly by slowly. We have begun with critical streams of revenue where there's been allegations of exercise books, and we wanted to eliminate exercise books in the field.
Okay, perhaps let me interject. Is it allegations or it is the truth? They were using exercise books. Just confirm.
In this case, Chair, let me explain to you how we came up to use this.
I just confirm first if they were using it or not.
I confirm.
They were using it.
They were using
so it is not allegations.
It's not allegation.
Okay, thank you.
Now, Chair, how we came up to use these allegations? You know, upon the disconnection of the previous system, sorry, I'm saying how we came up to use these exercise books.
Yes.
Or even counter books. Upon the disconnection of the previous system, we came to a point where we eliminated cash collection.
Time to get those goods. Time to get those goods.
It was hard.
I say some traders are refusing it.
It is
like a plague.
It is hard when a person, individual trader, refuses to give us. But we need to convince. That's why even paying from them, collecting from them through baby is difficult at times. Because another one says, I have a cash, I don't have money in the M-Pesa.
Chairman, I don't know, Chairman. See, this is a mistake that has occurred, Chairman, for quite some times from last year. If you had a way of finding solutions to the same problem, you see, those are the limitations of doing things in a manual way.
Yes.
In other counties, you pay, there is a machine that will confirm, even by checking on the number plate, let's say, of a vehicle. You'll get to know that this person has paid for the parking fee without looking for the driver of the same vehicle. That's what our case, somebody parks, he goes to his own duties, then come back, they find you to have clamped his vehicle. Reason, hukutuonyesha message, you didn't show us the message. And maybe at that time the attendant was not available. I will not stay in my car waiting for the county attendant to come. I show him the message, then I proceed. You see, this is a world of technology, Mr. Koech. And for this reason, I had a very serious question to your predecessor who has just come, who appeared before you, that you've told us now that you have a system that is in-house generated. After we failed for so many months down the line, after you had tendered to Safaricom, which they won the tender, but after that one you cancelled, then come up with a system that is in-house, and it is being generated by the same staff who has been in the county government since. After wasting all this time, I don't want to go back to that area, but Mr. Koech, you know, we've had so many witnesses who have appeared before this committee. One of them, I will not say the name, but there is also money that you took, you personally. You were to assist that person get single business permit, maybe for the purpose of payments, these contractors. The permit was supposed to cost 23,000, but you asked him, or you asked her to give you 10,000. Then you went and produced a fake one, giving it back to the same person, immediately forwarded to the concerned departments. Now they found that the same single business permit was fake. I don't want you to confirm so many things, but you will, maybe in the process of answering, you will make sure you type the same. Number two, we went to, during our rounds, we went to, personally I went to, with chairman, to Kapkatet Market and Litain. And you remember sometimes back before you do movements of the staff or the revenue, when you went back to check on the many licenses that the people of Litain town and Kapkate, they had, majority of them had fake licenses, fake permits. I know you still remember because you are the ones who took round. Then there was were so many fake licenses, which later on the county went ahead and produced the good ones, or the original ones. Where did you took the fake ones, and what step did you take as a responsible directorate of revenue? Those are two questions, Chairman.
A rejoinder on that. So, sorry, Chair. About the permits, the last year's permit and this year's permit. This one for this year looks very fake because it has no watermark, no security features, has no logo for the government like the one for last year. And when you produce this one for this year, can we go back to the one for last year because it's looking better and it serves us well? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Coach, please respond. And I want you to become very straight and very precise.
Now, I was still
because of the interest of time. So,
I was
respond.
still continuing on the system,
Okay.
Chair.
Yes.
That
And make it precise.
is the current system which you have begun. It is only barely 1 week. And also, in fact, we are still under implementation. Then we wait now for His Excellency to launch it officially to work. From the 4 revenue sources or revenue streams we have started, I want to confirm that at the moment we are not waiting for the driver. We cannot clown the vehicle because the driver is not there. Enforcement is there. We only use the app because you know the other one we were waiting for that person to come and dial his phone to pay. But now we are checking if the person has paid. Upon now, revenue collectors who are there or enforcement who was already instructed to pay. So that we are checking.
You are checking using the system.
Yes.
The system that you launched the other day.
Yes.
Has the system gone through all the procedures of approvals? How did you procure the same system? Yes, it is in-house, but before you use the system that you generated yourselves, what are the check and balances? Can I just today, let's say today I generate a system in this county assembly and use for the purpose of collections here? What procedure did you follow before you use the same system to collect or to use it to collect money in the county? Now, Coach, you want us to believe that you are doing the right thing after coming up with a system that has not been introduced to the county in a very systematic manner. And you want us again to believe that now you've improved. You cannot wait for the driver and the likes. But the same system that you generated, I don't think it has gone through the procedures that is required before it is used now to harvest the money from the public to our own accounts.
Chair, upon that one now, about the procedures of acquiring, I've stated very clear that it is the management who is going to answer that question. But mine is that I have been trained as a director on how to use the new system. I've been trained because that was my worries. That was my point. I wanted the system which will assist me. I've been trained and my officers have been trained. Now, if you go around, Chair, this town, car park, you want to check if the vehicle has been paid. We have even up to the QR scanner to scan the number plate. We have how to check the number plate if that person has paid. We no longer wait for the person to give us the message. Another question was about dealing between my office and administrators. We have come even to a point where we sat together. We had a joint meeting between the revenue officers, revenue collectors, and the administrators, all the sub-county administrators and ward administrators. And we agreed to work as one. We agree to work as one. But Chair, this
Chair, who is saying the truth, Chair? The 6 sub-county, there were 4 administrators who were here just before you confirmed to us that you are running the show yourself as the head of direct revenue, and that they should not even, they should concentrate on doing some other things but not revenue. Even the vehicle for revenue collection, the people signing the work ticket is not even the sub-county administrator, and is the senior most county official in a sub-county. Here you are telling us that you've sat together, you've agreed, you've done what, and the 6, they were 4, were confirming contrary to what you are saying. Who do you want us to believe?
Mine, I say the way it is. We sat the minutes which we signed all of, we sat at the governor's board. There are minutes which confirm the sitting between arrows and administrators. We agreed to work as one for the purpose of collection of revenue. But it reached a point, it reached a point, Chair, as we are still performing this function of revenue. You know, administrators look themselves as they don't believe they can collect that thing of going with a gadget to the market. Then they want to stand as bosses.
Okay, Coach, go to a different questions now. Leave alone the question on the revenue system, so that we can ask the management the way you have said.
Okay.
Yeah. So go to the next ones and be precise, please, because of time.
Optimal collection of SPPs. One remember from Londiano what said we only concentrate on the big centers, not rules. Chair, I want to say that we are very limited in human resource. Those who do, you find in every sub-county, we are very limited. Now to cover the whole, even the rurals, we are trying, because even now we are continuing collecting.
You are still continuing collecting for last financial year?
With arrears, those who are not paid, we are enforcing, not collecting. We are enforcing.
When was the deadline?
Deadline of collection.
Yes.
Now we don't want to give 3 months grace period.
Yes.
Then upon that one, we enforce.
So which means
And
since April up to now, you have not enforced?
We enforce. We continue. That's why we started with the big centers, enforcing big centers.
What I mean is that, see, this money was meant for last financial year. Even in terms of budgeting, it was for last financial year.
Yes.
So are you still enforcing something that was meant for last financial year?
For those who are not paid. Because
Those who have not paid?
Yes. Because we had already issued invoices.
How will you treat that?
We go physically. At the moment we go physically.
Nasema, hiyo itaitwaje? Yes, because it should not be in this financial year, 2024, 2025. Na walishafunga reports ya 23, 24.
Chair, I believe, you know, we have gone accrual basis of accounting. We are no longer in cash basis. And in accrual basis of accounting, there are receivables and payables. Whoever are not paid or received, whatever we are not earned by the end of 30th June, we continue collecting, and we call them receivables. At a started, we have as receivables. Now we are collecting.
So, Chairman, the chairman is asking you, Coach, there is a trader in this town who did not pay after the end of that period. He or she pays in September this year. Will the same money account the revenues of the previous financial year, or we are already beginning another financial year?
I've said at the end of 30th June, we had receivables because we had issued invoices. We have receivables, and that's what we call income earned or money earned. So this time we are receiving receivables. We had accounted as receivables.
So how will the controller of budget how will the controller of budget report this particular receivable to the county government? Because already controller of budget has given us a report. Kericho County government, we collected this amount of monies attributed to own source revenue. Now, in single business permits, there is a report that you've already given to them, is it? And by the way, in fact, so that you answer properly, you are telling us that you contributed, you collected 161 million from an SPB that was way above the projections. I wrote it down here. But now we have a center called Kamalel. Nobody has an SPB. I come from Cheptuyet, and nearly 75% of all the shops do not have public SPBs. We have a center called Mindili, part of Kebeneti. But the entire rate from the revenue officer who came before us, he said 45% of all the SPBs in Road are genuine. It means 55 do not have single business permits. How did you manage to, exceed the projection? Even when we established as a committee that you are not meeting the target matters on source revenue, and specifically when it comes to the single business permits.
Chair, I've said the treatment of these revenues is just like the way we are treating pending bills. Those who have not been paid as a 30th, what do you call now? It's the same. Money we had not collected, and we had issued invoices. We had issued invoices. If you are told we had not issued invoices, that's very wrong. We had issued. So
are you able to vanish this committee with those receivables of the last 3 months? Yes. July, August, and now, if possible. Are you ready to give us?
Chairman, because of penalties now, because if it is past the enforced period,
yes.
Do we have penalties?
We include
the arrears.
And the arrears, of course.
If they have.
How do you charge the penalties in this particular case?
It is 30% of the normal rate and 3% cumulative per month.
Okay.
So I was, I'm saying, Chair, another issue, Chair, is that members touch about coffee factories in Kipkelian West. SACCOs. Chair, I have a list of 62 cooperative societies, coffee cooperative societies in Kipkelian West. And all of them have been issued with invoices. They were issued with invoices. So it's a matter of enforcement to follow up if they are paid or not.
Maybe for your projection and for your information, Kipkelian West, and I think majority is still around. I'm coming from that area.
Yes.
The cooperative societies in Kipkelian West is over 200. You have only issued to 66.
Now, this is the list of cooperative societies which was given, was provided by the revenue officer Kipkelian West. 62. And I confirm, I told, I gave them directives to give me the list of all. So I believe with the report of
Chairman.
Sub-County Revenue Officer.
So whom do you believe now? Is the revenue officer or the person in the ground? I'm telling, and majority can confirm. Majority is saying the list of cooperative societies in Kipkelian West is the 66.
62.
62.
Or better still, Director. In those 62, how much do you collect?
I've stated that
we want to agree with 62 before I confirm for you. But in those 62, how much do you collect?
each is paying 11,000.
Because I saw the one in Ainamoi that belongs to Kokul Traders, they are paying 30.
It depends with the size of that society.
Which one is bigger? because I have been to all of them, almost all of them.
Which one?
Between this one of Ainamoi and the ones that I have in my place.
The one in Ainamoi for daily.
For example, I have a cooperative society called Songonyet. We have a cooperative society called Lelu FCS that pulped the other time 1.8 million kilos, which in my own estimation, that could be the leading cooperative society in the whole county. How much do they pay?
Now, Chair, we don't go as per the value of what they get.
No, you say it depends with the size. Now I'm giving you the bigger one in terms of size.
You go as per the act, because if we the size of the employees.
You see, this you told us you go as per
the size of employees.
What does the act say? Like this one for Ainamoi, I've been there. I know the number of employees.
Na square meters also.
Square meters in terms of everything. The other one is bigger. How much does Lily Cooperative Society pays to the county government of Kericho in terms of single business permit? Are you aware?
I'll confirm with the invoices issued.
You'll confirm.
Thank you, Chair.
You say the registered cooperative societies in the whole of Kipkeli and West is
62.
62. As per the
in
list.
terms of breakdown, in Kamashan alone, how many cooperative societies do we have?
I cannot confirm that because this list comes from the whole of Kipkeli and West.
So it is not correct.
It's not correct.
Do you sometimes take time to confirm what your revenue officers from the ground gives you when you are a man in town? Sometimes do go to some of those cooperative societies so that you confirm. You've had the legislators from that area, they are telling you there are more than 200. Now you are giving us a list of 62. Then you are saying that each pays 11,000. So 62 probably times 11,000, so almost 10,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the honorable members here are saying there are more than 200. So 200 times 11,000?
Over 2 million.
That is 2 million. So how much are we losing? When Kokul is paying his 30 and it is in Ainamoi.
And the same.
So are you seeing, maybe Chairman, maybe those are just but issues that you know you are the head of county revenue.
Yes.
In our county. When we normally see our name in the news under the list of those counties that have never ever collected enough revenue. In fact, we collected 392 out of 1.2 billion. Kericho was number 42. So in brief, you are number 42 out of 47 because you are the director revenue. Number 3, we've been sitting together here. I am privileged because we've sat together with you like 2 other ad hoc committees to deliberate on revenue. What you've been telling us here is just as circles. Remember, I just wanted to ask you, what could be the reason why sometime in time you were taken away from revenue? Then immediately, when this administration came into power, you were brought back. And that has always been the question that I'm asking myself. Mbona ulitolewa na mbona ukarudishwa? Previously, in the previous government, there was a system in place. You were aware of that. But then immediately you are brought in, no system. The purported system that you are telling us now was generated because of the formation of this ad hoc committee. I want to tell you without a blink of my eye that you have failed this county as the head of county revenue officer. And if anything, if I were you, I would resign so that you give other people an opportunity to collect. We will not be running here up and down, chasing each other with the executive, because we've been sitting here. The people who are suffering are us. If when you go to Ainamoi on Tuesday, you declare 400 shillings on Tuesday in Ainamoi. When you go there, in fact, the drop boxes alone are more than 15, each paying 500 shillings. So 15 times 5 is more than 7,500. Just from the drop boxes that are selling things in Ainamoi. But what they are brought to the county government is just that you can imagine 400 shillings, and you are the head of county, and you are telling us
you are the head of the county revenue being paid salary from public, coffers. So, Mr. Kwaech, I think the honorable thing, because why Kericho do not have a system for 2 years? First, from where I sit, some people are telling me that Kwaech was brought here basically because he knows to collect money on cash and bring to the executive. That is the main reason why you are brought back. That is what the other people are telling us. And you confirm to this committee whether you are the source of all this mess in the revenue system. There is there are no structures in our county. Sometimes when we meet with our colleagues from the other end, Omabay County is surpassing us. Imagine we are competing with counties like Lamu, Tana River, the northeastern counties. They don't have even the potential to collect. But Kericho is stealing from morning to evening under your leadership. So, Chair, we may not want to take a lot of time. I think we've been sitting here. In fact, I don't even see the reason why we are, because we've been sitting with these people under the other two ad hoc committees, and they are taking us on circles. The revenue that they are telling us here was just generated. In fact, there are some centers that do not even have the revenue resources to speak, because once this committee was formed, you rushed and changed people taking this from here, you take it from there. There was a lot of mess. In fact, there are places where they are not collecting. In fact, I told the people in Amoi, if you do not have a system to collect, never give your money to those revenue officers, because they are giving 20 bob, 30 bob cash. How do you account? There is no receipt.
And they are picking it around 4. Yes.
They are picking around 4 or 5. We've gone to Kapkatet, this committee. Let me tell you, we've gone to most of our markets. In Kapkatet, before the revenue officer was already in paper, he has collected 2,500 in paper. But after transacting him, we found 9,000 in his pockets. And he will not explain where the 9,000 come from, and it is 50, just like our police, just like the traffic police officers. So, Chairman, for all due respect, Chairman, I think this meeting
Chair, what I can say is that let's embrace this new system under the leadership of His Excellency the Governor.
Chair.
Let us embrace, and we'll see changes. We have just started. Even yesterday we were at Andaloi and we used
to mention the name of His Excellency the Governor, because the one who brought you are messing up the revenue system.
And maybe with all due respect.
Okay, so, Coach, no problem. We have agreed, but we will talk to the management the way you say it.
Yes.
And then after that, we will decide on the way forward. Just respond to questions that has been asked by honorable members.
Yes.
So we want to conclude this meeting. So, Mheshimiwa Ezron, and then President first.
Yes. There was a question which I need maybe satisfactory, because I did ask you why there is an underperformance, because that's where we can get even feedback, so that it can rectify going forward. So you didn't answer that. So kindly, can you answer why there is underperformance with the revenue?
And then from Ezron, and then
now concerning underperformance, even with the targets we have underperformed, but continual increase, it is there. It is verifiable. Last financial year, the other financial year, 2022-2023, we collected 281 also revenue, 281 million. Now we are at 359, despite using manual. It is an improvement.
No.
And then
what I like you to explain,
I want to be categorically say that if this system is implemented fully, 2, the staff, enough staff to be regulated, we are sure we are going to hit the next target. The 2024-2025 target will be achieved.
No, you see, when you talk about the system only collects 4 streams. Even the last one, it was only parking, maybe some few, but we have 39 streams, which covers a huge percentage. So you cannot blame the system. Kindly tell us Is it the staff? Okay, you're talking about the staff, but the current staff that you say raised 281 million, maybe in the last few years, were the same staff. I don't know whether were they reduced or they're the same. So there are other things. Can you tell us, are there revenue losses? Are there loopholes?
It is true, Chair, that the staff whom we have are the same staff who were there before. You remember what we took last year, 3 months, October, November, and December. We did an RRI. And we found that things were not good. People have been taking money. It was only that there was lapse of that system where monitoring and evaluation of these officers were impossible upon going to the manual. Otherwise, I'm sure that if the system could be there for monitoring, because
okay, what I want you guys to do is that, and I'm making a ruling. Please, let's not talk again about the system.
okay.
We will deal with that when the management will come. For now, let's deal with the questions that honorable members are asking. So let's go to Mheshimiwa Ezron and then the fancy will conclude.
Coach, I think mine is not a question, but I think one thing I can tell you is that I think the reason why I was telling you are working in isolation is because the facts is clearing. You have no real-time information. There is one witness who came who appeared before us, and he said in the morning that there is a real situation, an ideal situation. So you are telling us the real, but the ideal is different. Because when you tell us you are working, you are not working in isolation. And the people who came here, 4 of them confirm even that while you working with them, things will be different, and that there is no collection of revenue. Another thing, when you told me according to the revenue officer, I just wrote it just because I know some of the societies of it, and I can tell you I have written up to 45 in my word. Just within 5 minutes, there's the coffee societies within my place. Just within, I think, 10 minutes, those which I know of it, they are 45. To me, that's why
that is one word.
In my word only. Yeah. And I think in Chilchila it goes up to 70 to 80. But what I know, big one, which when I close my eyes and figure it, they are 45. To show you that there is there is a link between you and the information. Number 2, I wanted to know clearly why you are charging 7,000 the cooperative societies in our area, 11,000, and Cocoon in Ainamoi is 30,000. And I think Cocoon one is smaller than the other, because there is, I can name you only 4 cooperative societies in my place, or 5. There is Poma, there is Chebnorio, there is Kamnetun, there is Sombo, and there is Somonye. Only, I don't want to mention others, only 5 of them. Those are the cooperative societies who pay up to close to 304 million per season. Because the circulation of money in my ward in a season is almost, in our constituent is almost 2 billion. Only 5 of them pay farmers up to almost 400 million per season. And I don't think Okulwan can reach even that. So,
The Kokulwan has planted 20 acres of coffee.
Just imagine 20.
20 only.
In my place, just even and these members, honorable members can tell you, Somonyet, which Honorable David Chesire, the former CC, he controls a cooperative society which pays up to almost 500 million per season. Kamnetun, Chevnorio, Lelu from so I think there is a miscommunication and a discrepancy, and I what do we call chair, whereby you charge other people and some are favorism, because again there is that favorism, again there is favorism in a manner whereby those businesses in the town centers are being enforced and those in rural areas aren't being enforced. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Ezra. Mheshimiwa Fant.
Yes, Mr. Koech, I just wanted to give you a casing example of rye cement. Rye cement has a single permit whereby someone has signed and erased some other figures. And we went there for the first time. They told us to come on a Monday, of which that Monday they closed us outside. To date, they've never responded on anything. So I want to ask you as a revenue officer, was it right for us as County Assembly to go to RAI and ask for these permits, or it was wrong? Because they cannot do this to us as County Assembly, as we are the oversight body, which we really need to give the full information about the revenue to these good people of Kericho County. Mr. Koech, this is very wrong, and it was said by somebody that you as a person go to Rice Cement, you are given some amount, and you come and do your own things. So could you tell this committee about the rye and the other one called, what do we call the other one? Kisumu Concrete, that you are not the one who is collecting the cash. Can you tell this committee that you are not the one who is collecting that amount? Because it is very sad for us as County Assembly and the county government that you enforce your officers to go to the markets to collect 50 shillings from the mamambogas, and you leave the big fishes around. So it is very sad for us, Mr. Koech. I want to tell you this, we are not happy. And this one, even the one for Rai, should put you in jail like yesterday. It is very wrong for us, for you to collect the revenue and you just pocket it in your pocket.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Okay, members, let's go down. Let us calm ourselves. Let us calm ourselves, members. Okay, you know, Coach, those are the issues that we got it on the ground.
Yes.
And I can confirm that one of Kisumu Concrete because I was there. And then an Indian was called and he said that we gave everything Coach and we have never received the permits. But
yes, Chair, I think, Chair, in fact,
before you say something, allow me to say that here in town also, we are told that you have exempted big business enterprises in terms of parking. And I want to name them. We were told that we exempted Jinal Enterprises, Naiva Supermarket, Rai Cement, Kogul, Mutai Hardware, Kipchimat, and Naivas they have started paying the other day, Kipchimat, Kogul also, but and then there is another one, Kericho wholesalers. You have exempted them, they are not paying at all. So maybe you can tell us the reason as to why you decided to exempt.
Yes.
And they are supposed to pay. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Chair, and you also confirm that you normally go, you also confirm whether you normally go and take cash from the two factories that is in border of Kericho and Kisumu. In fact, they were telling us on Wednesdays. On Wednesday, that is where they bring the money. And they are telling, they are giving to Koech. You know, they don't know how to pronounce, but a short guy, dark skin, called Koech. You can imagine such This is what we found in the market.
But,
yes.
so please respond, and members, you'll allow me
Let me
to
respond,
conclude
sir.
this meeting. Yes, please respond.
Let me respond. I've said one of my function is to ensure collection is done. The two companies you have stated, rice cement. I stepped rice cement last year during RRI. Confirmation of last permit, last year's permit.
That ended June
2023.
22, 23.
You know the permits doesn't go with the financial year. It goes with the calendar year.
Of course, we know
Yes.
that. That's
So-
why I'm asking you, okay, you went there and give out which permit?
I was not going to give the permit.
Yes,
I
sir.
was going to confirm if they have the permit.
Can you confirm
From
which month last year, 2023, which
It's
month?
about November, December. It was
November.
December there.
Okay, so which means you are enforcing now 2023, 2022, 2023 budget.
If you go with the financial year. Yeah, I
Because
was.
on revenues, we go with the financial year.
Yeah, revenues will report with the financial year.
Yes.
But the permits themselves,
But that is lifespan. The life of a permit is 1 year, calendar year.
calendar year.
Yes.
So I was confirming if he had the permit for 2023.
For 2022, 2023 financial year, but lifespan of 23 January
to
23 December.
I'm okay with you.
Okay. Reaching there, what happened?
I found out they were paying single business permit of 100,000. And I
Cess.
told them
What about the cess? Well, they are not paying cess.
for Rai,
Yes.
they don't pay cess.
They don't pay cess. With all those lorries.
They have transport. They have transport permit.
Which one?
Since they are not producing from our
Distribution,
county
distribution
permits.
licenses.
Yes.
Okay. For how many lorries?
Call them
For how many lorries?
Yes.
For how many lorries?
We issue, in the Act, it provides there's distribution and there's transportation. You see? And I believe that they have a transportation permit. It is there in the Act. Let's go to distribution.
So, Coach, transportation permit is under what category in this act?
It is there with the distribution, Chair. Let me confirm.
They are
right.
together.
They are together.
That is page 54.
Let me
Page what?
confirm.
Permit. You can pass the permit to Koech.
You have one?
I have
Not the permit,
one.
but Finance Act, sorry. Finance Act. So you can go to page 54. Distribution.
Now, if you go, okay. Under distribution,
Yes.
the same distribution, distributors of goods per vehicle. Then you have salary products, Nissan has pickup, Candas, lorries.
Yeah, let's go direct to.
Then up to there we have medium transport companies, security, transport circle. We have also small, and you go up to where there are large transport companies.
Large transport companies, where is it?
I can only see large driving school over 3 vehicles.
Yes. Atuonyeshe hiyo amesema. Because it's not here. Let me give you a case, Coach, so that usichukue muda mingi sana
Yes.
kutafuta. Let's go to the case of Prime Steel. Prime Steel wanalipa gari mbili as their distribution trucks. So which means RAI should also pay for the number of lorries And I'm very sure wako na more than 50 registered to them. So 26,000 times 50. Alafu tuende sasa kwa sales ile hata
Says
ile ya kubeba produce cess, what has been produced from that factory. Also, you know that there you are supposed to enforce. Tungepata pesa mingi sana kama mungeamua kufanya hii kazi vizuri. Ndio ya logging, tuambie ya logging forest in Kipkelian East.
yes.
Logging. How is it charged?
Logging, it depends on the tonnage. So when you go to the produce, forest produce, we charge as per the tonnage.
As per the ton, how much per ton?
So the act,
A lorry of 10 to 20 tons.
ten to 20 tons is being charged 4,000,
4,000.
6,000.
6,000.
Yes.
So how much are you collecting per day in these areas of Kipkelian East on logging?
You, there are people who are doing that work on the ground and they report on daily. So it depends with the number of trips that's been transported. on
Okay,
that
so
day.
are you able to give us what transpired yesterday on Tuesday?
On forest,
Yes, logging.
I'll have to confirm after this.
You see, because you are in charge, you know even what's happening across the county. You must be knowing how much is being raised in a specific stream. Now on logging, can you give us an average of how much you raise per week? Because currently there is a lot of harvesting going on.
Yeah, at the current there are a lot of logging.
You told us, you see, you told us that you have the new system that you can check. But now, you can check for us.
From producers, we have not configured that one.
Yeah, for the producers.
Yes.
I'm talking about the forest.
It's still under forest producers.
But now, okay, not using the system, can you tell us what is being collected?
Average loan per day is over 150,000
Per day.
per day.
But you see, for a month, we saw that for Kipkelian East last month, only for the month of June, you say well, per day it's 150,000. But for
Currently,
but you see, for Kipkelian East, for example, let me give you one company which I know. Because you see, when you are giving us answers, there are some companies who are working there, big companies, I cannot mention the names, but I know how many trips they are doing per day. In fact, if we can go back to the forest and even do the recordings, we can find out. So actually give us the right figure of how much you're getting for forest per day.
Okay, thank you. And then members, you will allow me that we conclude. Just respond to that, and then after that, you'll be the last person. Yeah. So please respond.
Chair, for forest produce, you know, there are those who are transporting per trip per day, and then there are the others who come and communicate that I'm going to log here about 20 trips or 50 trips. You know, we cannot deny a person to pay on lump sum. So if he says he's going to transport 50 trips, we just only tell him if your the capacity of your trailer is this, we multiply by that, and then he transport. We can, so per day we cannot until there's somebody on the ground who is going to account until that 50 trips is completed. If there are some beyond there.
Okay, now, maybe what we can do is, if we can go back to when the logging started, we can be able to get per day and what has been collected all along. So that we can compare, let's say if we get on this for logging, we can get the data for the last even 2 months.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Mheshimiwa Aaron, so that we conclude this matter.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, Bwana Koech, I want to also just pose a question or just an observation. I remember when we appeared before implementation committee, that is together with the CEC, with the CEO, and probably most of your team of revenue, I made it very clear, and I undertook that I'm going to take an exercise that is in my word, precisely Kapkelek, Chairman. And remember, we went with Koech. We did that day, we did a very commendable job, Chairman, and I want to confirm that my team and this team, on that day, Chairman, I remember in Cyprus, we used to, they used to remit 2,000 shillings in a Sunday, Chairman. And for information, that day when we appeared, that was on Sunday, we managed to collect over 22,000, Chairman. So in your view, what would you comment? That is Bwana Koech. What can you comment?
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes.
I have something to comment there. I went with Mheshimiwa to Kapkelek on that day. And what I observed was that enforcement was not done well, used not to be done well. Because I remember Mheshimiwa telling you, we are fighting with the maize sellers here. People who had used to pay 200 shillings per market day. In fact, even what raised the amount, because we collected over 15,000 from maize sales alone. Maize sales. That's the day we enforced, and they paid per pack, because the act says 50 shillings per pack. So the number of bags you are selling, you multiply by 50 shillings. You realize the fight I was almost encountered with those people. And
you are confirming that the problem is enforcement.
Enforcement. If you don't have enforcement in the market, you not even capture it. I went another time. We used to collect 15,000. I collected 27,000 in Kapsoit.
What about last Sunday now in Kapkelek? How much was collected? So that we can do the comparison.
No, last Sunday in Kapkelek, yes. 11,000 were collected. So this is because staff. I want to confirm. There is not as only 3 staff.
Okay,
very good.
So Chairman, I think as you close, I want to probably to inquire whether there has been an increment from 22,000. Remember, when we left that on that fateful day, or on that day, I remember, Chairman, when we collected 22,000, I thought that was a set minimum, bare minimum that we can collect from the.
Yes, and it should be maintained.
Should be now going up.
Yeah. We have been maintaining that until recently, when these staff were allocated to their duties, respective duties. It's when the Belgut, we used to have 7 staff in Belgut, and now we have 3.
Okay, thank you. So, Honorable Member, Secretariat and the Director, thank you for coming, and thank you for your insights.
Chair, is Mr. Koech right to say he collects from Kapkelek, and yet Kapkelek is in road reserve?
That one, but it is a market, Chairman, within our county. Anyway, did you answer the one I asked you about somebody who was claiming you were to assist in single business permits?
No, I'm not.
That was supposed to give county 23,000, but you ask him or her to give you 10K, and eventually you gave him a fake permit that ended up not being paid on the issues of pending bills, despite the fact that the kupea ukampea the fact that umechukua 10K. Nani asla kile kiasi hivi?
I have never done that, Chair.
But the same person has given us maybe submissions to the house. Asema, we know Koech is appearing before you. Ambia anirudishie 10K na nimalize hiyo story. What would we do about it? Ama tuongee private?
Abana, I have to say here, because, you know, permits are being generated by revenue officers. Mine is
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
So those are, we can term it ESAs.
Yeah, those are ESAs.
Thank you.
No, but Chair, we cannot say ESA, Chair. You know, these are two people alleging that he gave money to Mr. Koech. One is a Muzungu from Soin, Isumu Congret. Number two, right? Number three is a Nasla in this town. So the three people are not below mentioning the same. Why not any other person? Why Koech? Why you? Why not even your deputy? I don't know whether you have a deputy. Why not even the CEC? They are mentioning your name. The three people.
No, I'm saying that I've never handled any cash matters. I've said why I stepped once. Kisumu Concrete, I stepped two, not even inside, at the roadside.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Blocking them for non-payment of the cess, and I blocked them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
As honorable members and the Secretariat, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for the sacrifice that you have done the whole day up to now. And I want to also thank you, Coach, for coming.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for the insights. We wish you the very best. And if we will get all the malpractices, I want to believe that the report will be fair. Bure, even me, I'm not satisfied the way you have been answering questions. But no problem. We wish you the very best and have a good night. Thank you so much.
So, Chair, I also want to thank you for appearing before this committee to give out some my evidence and information. And I thank you for that. But I need also you to support me in this
course. This
journey of
this course of revenue.
This one of collection of revenue. You need to assist me as assembly. Let's embrace the system. Let us embrace
something. So if you want us to assist you, are you aware of an act called Kericho County Revenue?
I'm aware.
Administration.
I am aware.
Why is it that you have not enforced? And it was approved in 2019.
I enforced.
You have enforced?
I enforced, Chair.
So everything that is captured here is in the directorate?
No, you know, I have enforced, and you know, I cascaded down for my people to enforce. And that's what I believe.
Okay, I'm not talking about the Finance Act. I'm not talking about the Finance Act. I'm talking about Revenue Administration and Management.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
We have Revenue Administration Act, but we have not implemented.
You have not enforced this?
We have not enforced.
What about the Rating Act?
Rating Act, we have not.
Cess Act?
We have not.
Okay.
Except only Kericho County Finance Act.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for your insights, Director, and we wish you the very best. So thank you. So our Sergeant at Arm will come so that she checks you out.